So we recently had a rear suspension part fail on Smoke Show, and given what this car's been through and all the drifting and stuff it's done, something failing the rear suspension is definitely no surprise. And we've had a trans failure, a clutch failure, tie rod ends, a shifter, all kinds of parts are broken on this car. Plus we've gone through more tires than most people go through in a lifetime. So again, something failing is no surprise at all. What we're gonna do though is use that opportunity to try a new product from BMR. So this is a solid upper camber arm from BMR suspension. This is going to fit all 2015 through 2021 Mustangs, and it replaces the factory part. Now a lot of times when you lower a Mustang because of the design of the IRS, you're going to get negative camber. Now the way to fix it up until this point was an adjustable control arm that allows you to actually dial in the camber that you needed or get it back to zero if that's what you're looking for. What BMR did was take a unique approach by making a solid arm, but making the dimensions different to automatically add some positive camber. So when you lower your car and you use this arm, it'll push it back a lot closer to zero. Now you do have a small amount of adjustment from the factory, and that's where this will actually allow you to have a little bit of camber adjustment. So if you're dropping your car, say 1.2 inches, which is a common rear drop on these cars, the max camber you're gonna get is -2, but again, with adjustment, you can push it far closer to zero. So what does that mean? It means it allows you to get traction to the ground. Now, if you're drag racing or whatever, it's gonna put a flat contact patch down. Even for quartering though, you're gonna have a lot more control over the car. Now again, the factory arms have rubber bushings, which give a lot of flex. These are gonna be Delrin with a spherical bearing. What that means is no NVH increase, but a much more solid arm that's gonna allow you to put the power to the ground. These are made of T6061 T6 billet aluminum with a black anodized finish. They're again are sold as a pair. They're made right here in the USA, and they'll be a direct replacement for your factory arms. We've already removed our existing arms. We're ready to install our new BMR arms. A couple things I want to mention before the installation begins. You'll see these do have fittings on here, so they are greasable. You want to use super lube, green grease, some sort of a synthetic grease in there, and you get the sleeve that'll go in here. And then this cutout is designed basically to add additional clearance for your half shaft. So you want to install it so that you have this basically facing towards the axle. So again, here you want to make sure the cutout facing the back of the car towards the axle, and this piece here, the insert facing forward. You can put it down into place. And you can see this will slide back and forth. That hole is slotted. That is your factory rear camber adjustment. So that's why, again, you know, whether you're lowered 1 inch to 2 inches or whatever, you know, however low the back of your car is, you'll have this adjustment, which will allow you, again, with the additional length of this arm, to get you right back to zero or close to it. We're gonna put the nut on here. We are not gonna tighten it yet though. Just get it hand tight for now. Okay, now we're ready to put this into the actual spindle side. Again, there's a little, basically a groove it'll fit into. So just put the bolt in. You have to kind of lean against it a little bit and push it into place. So just push this up. You feel the bolt actually start to thread. And you can spin it through. Okay, nut on the outside, then snug it down. Now go back and tighten the inside as well. Now before you snug this all the way down, you kind of want to decide where you want to have the camber set at. Now you will need an alignment when you have these installed because again, you're messing with the camber. I mean, you can push it all the way in or let it come all the way out. I'm going to let it all the way out because honestly, it's a lot easier than forcing it inward. Then we're going to take the car and get an alignment when we're done the installation. So now we're going to torque these down. We're going to do the inners 85 foot-pound and the outers to 76. And repeat the process on the other side. Then the last step is to grease the fitting. Super lube, green grease, some sort of a synthetic. I was definitely intrigued by these BMR arms. I like the fact that it's a solid arm, but you can still fix that camber issue that's so common on these Mustangs. Again, when you have the IRS and you lower these cars, that wheel is gonna tuck inward. I'm sure you've all seen that. This will allow us to get enough adjustment so we can get our camber within spec, but still have a nice solid part for taking this car sideways. The installation is pretty straightforward. I give yourself about 2 hours or so, and be back on the road in no time.